Oh man, how do you quit nicotine? So, nicotine, like many other drugs, or processes or habits, right? Or chemicals, really, it's just chemicals, can become addictive. And I want you to think about this on a wide range of scales, because I want you to think about how you have multiple parts to yourself: your mind, your body, and your spirit. And all three parts have the potential to become addicted. And when you yourself become truly addicted, right, the way I describe that is the point where your will has become habit. That's where your addiction started. So you have to think back to where that happened. Now, more often than not, okay, let me pause for a moment and define some terms. Tool versus vice. I believe that everything has the potential to be a tool, a powerful tool. This spoon, powerful tool. But the same thing, without discipline and moderation, can become a vice, can become something that is destructive to me and to my community. Doesn't matter if it's this, or if it's this incense, this glass. Imagine anything and everything, everywhere, is a tool. But that same thing, without discipline and moderation, becomes a vice. Somewhere along the line, in the time of your experience, your life, your will, your assertion of your own power became a habit. And that habit is when the addiction started, when you stopped asserting moderation and discipline to your use of whatever it was. Now you're saying it's nicotine. Okay, so nicotine is the thing in question. So that's one part of it. Now the other part is physically, right? We as human beings get into habits, okay? We have our hobbies, our habits, and our routines, and they make a really powerful impact on our psyche. The amount of people who I crossed whose hobbies had bad habits involved, and that was a part of their routine. They're a musician of some sort, or they're an artist of some sort, and every time they have a break, they have a smoke. Well, your hobby, your passion, your inspiration is now being linked to a habit that you no longer even think about consciously. You just do. That's got to change. And the moment that you start to insert that change, I believe that's really where you start to see the scope of where you need practice in being disciplined and in inserting change in your life. But it's also where you see and find opportunities to insert new hobbies, new routines, new habits. So I hope that helps, because I know that it can be very difficult to be addicted to something and want to turn to all kinds of tools to help you with that addiction. But in the same way that if what you were using originally was a tool that became a vice, many people find that when they start trying to use a new tool to help their vice, that same tool becomes a vice. And so what does that tell us? It's not the thing that's in question. It is you. It is you. And so you must work on yourself. And that may be hard, but I know it's possible, and I got your back in spirit. Find new hobbies, new habits, right? To insert. And what we find, and what I've found is that the insertion of a new habit when practiced regularly allows me to literally eliminate which other habits I so choose, because it's where I place the time, where I place the energy.